Good morning, all of you. Are you able to hear my voice, guys? Correct? Okay. So now, in our today's session, we are going to discuss on the sniffers. Already, we discussed about sniffers in your Saturday session. We are going to continue further on the sniffer. So technically, what we discussed on the sniffer was generally it can be a hardware or a software interceptor, guys. It can be used between a wired and a wireless network. So I'd given you the live example that if you're having a wireless network, I can use a sniffer to capture the data in that case. And mainly the hackers are looking for what? The passwords. So whenever you are sending the password, they will try to capture it and modify it. For sniffer, the compulsory mode on your NIC card should be what? Promiscuous mode, guys. So we have discussed about this particular mode, guys. If you remember, I told you your NIC card will be naturally will be in your normal mode. Normally, it is in the normal mode. It will only accept the data which is coming for his network. It is going to accept it, guys. Means if it is for my IP address, I'll accept the data. That is a normal NIC card. But when you install Sniffer and install WinPCAP drivers, WinPCAP, when I install both the drivers, install Sniffer, and when you install WinPickup drivers, then you will make sure what you'll be installing something called as what? Promiscuous mode. You enable something called as promiscuous mode. Promiscuous mode is for Windows. In Linux, they call it as monitor mode. In Linux, they call it as monitor mode, guys. Promiscuous mode and monitor mode. Both mode means what? I'll start accepting data from another computer, guys. I'll start accepting the data for other computers. The data is for not for me, still I'll accept the data, guys. So now, by installing some software on my computer, whenever somebody sends the data, I can do the capturing of data in that case. Now, in this, you have two options, guys, passive and active. What we did on Saturday, guys, we have done on Saturday something called as what? Passive sniffing. Saturday, we have worked with passive sniffing. Generally, it is done on what? Hub network or a Wi-Fi access point or router, anything on a Wi-Fi network. Whenever you're on a Wi-Fi network or a hub network, you do the capturing. It's called as passive. Now, this is because of what? Because Wi-Fi and hub always do what? Broadcast, guys. On a Wi-Fi network, it will always do broadcast. If it always does a broadcast, when a hacker install the software, you'll be receiving all the information. You'll be receiving always broadcast. When you do that, so a hacker will install the software, he will start receiving other person's data, and he can also view the data in that case. Like Saturday, I've shown you, Sniff Pass was a software which shows everything. Exactly the same way you'll able to see the details, guys. You'll able to see all the details accordingly here. Not only this, guys, I can go one more step ahead, guys. What I can do now is I can also capture data. I'll also capture data from a switch network. Now, this is where the important thing happens, guys. Whenever you talk about the switch, till now everybody says what? Switch works with what, guys? Switch works with something called as flooding and unicast. First time it will send to everybody. Once the MAC address has been available, it will do a unicast on the switch. It is not going to send everybody. If this is happening, then this particular part, passive sniffing, will not be working. Passive sniffing will not work means by installing a software, you start receiving the data would not be possible. So we will be talking about something called as active sniffing. So questions in the exam or interviews. Active sniffing is done on a switch network. Passive sniffing is done on the hub or a Wi-Fi network, guys. So active sniffing, whenever somebody says you need to do some additional things to receive the data, guys. So try to understand, guys. I'm putting a diagram here of your LAN. First of all, we'll see how this LAN works, and then we'll try to see what hacker is going to do, guys. So compulsory in this also, hacker need to be part of your network, guys. So assume now it is a switch here. This is A, this is B, C, and D, guys. IP address 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4, guys. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. These are the IP addresses which have been available, guys. Now, one very important question, guys. First question here is, whenever 1.1 want to send the data to 1.3, what are the things required to send the data, guys? What will be in the data packet whenever this guy want to send here? What are the contents of the data packet? Source IP address, Sohail, correct. Source IP, destination IP, and the MAC address. So try to understand here. I have my IP 1.1. Destination IP I also know 1.3. I know the MAC address. Assume that A, B, C, D are the MAC addresses. So I know my MAC address also, guys. A. But I don't know what is the MAC address of 1.3, guys. I want to access yahoo.com. I know the IP address of Yahoo. But when I send the data to Yahoo, I need to know the MAC address of Yahoo. So how I am going to get that? So first thing, before sending any data, guys, everywhere, the first thing happens is what, guys? ARP, address resolution protocol, guys. So try to see here. I'm showing you on the computer, guys. I'm on the computer here. You can give one command here. ERP-A. Now this will show you the IP address and respected MAC address. DNS job is what? IP to name is there. ARP is MAC address to IP address to MAC address, guys. So when I click here, you can see here, currently it is not showing any detail. But the moment I try to access, suppose I access here one IP of my LAN, any IP of my LAN I try to access, 29.1. And now if I check ERP-A, you can see here the MAC address of your router, guys. I know the IP, now I know the MAC address of my router also. So it has learned that before sending the data, it will send ARP request, guys. So ARP is nothing but the guys who have done CCNA will be knowing that. Only difference will be what? One dot will send, so before sending a data, it will send something called as ARP request. 1.1, 1.3, your destination A, and in the destination side, it will put all F. They'll say, I want what is the MAC address of 1.3? So it will put all Fs, 12F in your MAC address field here. And this data, this packet is sent on the switch, guys. Switch will do, guys, what? Because as the destination MAC address is not available, switch will send it from every location, guys. It will go to everybody except for the A. It will send the data because it is destination MAC address is not matching, guys. It is a new MAC address. It is a broadcast, layer 2 broadcast. It will go to everybody. Now, who will reply, guys? Whenever ARP request is that only 1.3 is going to reply back that my MAC address is C in that case. When he is replying, source will be this IP address 1.3, destination will be 1.1, source MAC address C, destination. As I receive the data from this person, I know A is a MAC address. So we call it as what? ARP reply, guys. There'll be another packet called as ARP reply. Source is 1.3, destination 1.1, source MAC address will be C, and destination will be your A in that case. This is how this 1.1, when he receives a reply, we know that for 1.3 MAC address is C, and that MAC address is added in the table. This is your ARP table on your computer, guys. So whenever you give the command, any computer you access, automatically the MAC address has been added here. Can you see one more computer is added? 29.34, guys. This is the MAC address available here. So in background, some request happens on your computer. Without knowing MAC address, it will not be possible. So this is how everybody will learn your MAC addresses. So any computer you access, you will see the IP address of those computers and their MAC addresses, guys. This concept is called as what, guys? ARP. This always happen in the switch, guys. So whenever you access any computer within the same LAN or segment, guys, LAN or segment, same network you access it, you'll always see the destination MAC address first time. Now the question, this what you have given the command here, ARP-A. It is showing you ARP cache. My computer will store the information. This MAC address, this IP, this MAC address, this IP, this MAC address. It will store this cache. Cache is for period of time, guys. So if I'm not accessing that computer for a longer time, this information will be removed. And it is to improve the performance. Every time I will not contact the computer and try to get his MAC address. I have his MAC address, I'll put it for some period for my computer. So this is a cache which will be available for me. If I remove it, you can see here, I remove the command. This is to remove the cache. So now when I again check now, nothing is there. Suppose I now ping another IP 29.34. It's a Windows machine. But now you check, you can see here, again the cache has come up, guys. This is the IP address of that particular cache here. So this all thing happens in background. And you can also see, guys, this when you start your normal sniffer. When you start a sniffer, guys, you'll be able to see the MAC address have been transferring there. How? We'll try to see here. You can start your Wireshark. On your computer, you can start your Wireshark. You give ARP-D, you remove all the cache, and then you start Wireshark. It should show you that it will be working. You have to select your NIC card, guys. You can select your NIC card. Suppose I select my NIC card here. I'll say start. And now I'll give this command, guys. ARP-D. I'm removing all the things, guys. And now I'll try to access any one of the computer, guys. 29.1 or 29.34, any one of the computer, I send it. Now I got the MAC address. But to see that, you can stop this particular behavior and search here ARP. ARP. when you search here, you can see here ARP. Who is 29.1, guys? Tell 29.29. This is my source IP. This is my destination IP. And can you see here? My source MAC address is this. Destination MAC address is what, guys? All F. This is what, guys, you can see here ARP request, guys. Now that person has replied me. This is the second packet which I got it from the person. Address resolution packet reply, guys. You can see this is my MAC address. This is my IP address. And what is the content inside it? 192.168.1.1 is having this MAC address. So this is the information what has been told here. So here you can see the source IP and destination IP address, guys. So for every request, you can see here the first one is a broadcast, but second one is a unicast here. So this is what you have learned in your mainly in your CCNA. You will be knowing it. Now somebody say why we are discussing this. Yes, guys. What is the reason of discussing here? Why you are discussing that before any communication, guys? This happens. ARP happens. The simple reason here is we are going to hack this process, guys. This process is going to be hacked by the hackers. Hackers try to corrupt this procedure, guys. So in hacking, what we are going to do is we will corrupt ARP communication. So now what would happen here is, for a simple understanding, what exactly ARP request and ARP reply happens, I'll give you in a very simple word. Suppose first time you're working in some office, some guest is coming from maybe outside the country, some guests are coming, you are going to receive him. You are going to see him for the first time, guys. What you'll do, guys? How you'll identify that person? Yes, guys. You go to airport to receive somebody, you don't know, you know his name only, you don't know his face. Then how you'll identify him?
You say hello.
Yes, Mr. Fred.
Hello, how can I help you? Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. No, generally it is using a name board, a signboard. So using a signboard, you can means when I go to the airport on the desk, what we say, the entrance of the whenever the departure gate is there, I'll put with the signboard, name board there, and put the person's name. So I am not going to go him; he is going to come to me. That is what ARP is also doing, guys. So ARP is to find out what is the MAC address of other person in that case. Now, second time you again go for receiving that particular guest. Mr. Giwala, I think yes. We'll be talking about it when we come to the later part of it. What do you mean by flooding? We'll see that. DOS attack is a separate part, what we'll discuss. So currently, we are discussing here that when you are talking about second time when you receive the same guest, you already know his face. So directly you can reach it. So that is nothing but ARP case, guys. The MAC address is with you always. So first time you will go there with a signboard. You need to know the MAC. But second time onwards, is the MAC is available, you can directly work with it. So hackers are going to do this corruption in the ARP. What they are going to do, one very simple thing, guys, is this is called as on a switch, how I'll get to know MAC address. I'm removing all of them here, whatever we have learned till now. So now, whenever A want to send the communication to C, he want to send the communication. Now, before sending the data, he needs to know the MAC address. So he is going to send ARP request, guys. Whenever he sends ARP request, he will ask for what? Who is 1.3? What is the MAC address for 1.3? Is sending a request. Now switch will send to everybody. Now assume that He is a hacker. This guy is a hacker. He had installed Sniffer software, means he's working in promiscuous mode here. He's working in the promiscuous mode. His NIC card is in promiscuous mode. Now, what he's going to do now is he is going to do active sniffing, guys. Now, in active sniffing, what he will do, before this 1.3 replies that my MAC address is C, for every request, any ARP request, this hacker will say what? I'm the person. He will say for 1.3, D is a MAC address. He will reply back and say, my IP is 1.3, D is a MAC address. Whenever 1.3 wants to know who is 1.1, so this guy will say what? I am 1.1, MAC address is what? D. For everybody, he will say his MAC address is available, guys. So this guy will announce everybody with what? His MAC address. Now, because of this, what happens, guys, is try to understand. Very carefully, guys. So now your switch works at which layer, guys? Layer 2 or layer 3? Your switch? Your switch works at layer 2, guys, correct? Everybody's typing on the comment box. Yes, it is layer 2. So MAC address, it works on MAC addresses. So now, whenever this guy now send with the data destination 1.3 and D MAC address, because he got a MAC address, he got a wrong MAC address. Now he's going to send the data. Now, whenever he sends the data here to the switch, switch will see what? Where is the MAC address? Here. He'll forward the data to this person. Hacker. Not only this, this hacker is in promiscuous mode, so he's going to accept the data. Now, one more step ahead. What he will do is, previously your data from year to year was directly going via switch. It was coming like this. Now the data will come here. Hacker will again forward the data to what, guys? User, guys. So hacker is acting as what? Man in middle, guys. It is also called as man in middle attack. Every data, he will do the corruption in such a way that everybody data should pass via the hacker. And if the data pass via hacker, can he see all the data, guys? Will he able to view all the data, what is going on? Whatever A is communicating with C, he can see all the data. So this thing, we call it as what in the hacking language? ARP poisoning. You're poisoning the ARP communication. So once somebody this corrupt the communication within the LAN, hacker can see all the data on the switches. I should be part of your LAN. I should be connected to your switch. Hacker is connected to the switch, then he can do any one of these guys. You have to be very careful. Many guys say that on switch nothing will happen. Hub and Wi-Fi has a problem. Switch also has this issue, and I'll show you practically this how this will be made possible, guys. Here. So ARP exam or many guys ask which is the most vulnerable protocol. ARP is most vulnerable protocol, guys. Is a vulnerable protocol because anybody can come in between the communication and they'll start capturing the data, guys. So clear, guys, how exactly this ARP was working before and after the hacker corrupts the ARP, how it is going to work. Clear, guys, all of you? Krishna, Suprinuta, Siddharth, are you clear? Okay. So now what I'm trying to show you now is how this will be made possible, guys. How this can be done. That I'm going to show you in that case. For that reason, I'm going to take two computers, guys. Same example, but I'll only take two computers. Now, one more question. What if, guys, if you access internet, this was your LAN. Now your switch is connected to router and router is connected to internet, guys. So when you access Hotmail, Yahoo, Rediff, internet, what will be the MAC address, guys? Whenever 1.1 access anything outside your network, guys, what will be the destination IP? What will be the destination MAC address, guys? Yes, guys. IP will be of router IP? No, I don't think so, Mr. Sohil. No, no, no. Public IP. I'm saying that try to understand what I'm trying to say. 1.1 want to send the request to Yahoo or Hotmail, guys. So he want to send the request to Yahoo and Hotmail. The source IP will be what, guys? 1.1. Destination will be what, guys? Yahoo IP address. Because I want to access Yahoo. This is my destination. Source MAC address is A, your LAN card, guys. What will be your destination MAC address, guys? The question is this one. Destination MAC address will be your router MAC address, guys. A very important thing, guys. Is whenever you access the computer within the LAN, you'll always see the destination MAC address will be your LAN MAC address. But when you access anything over the internet, no, it is not all F. I'm not sending ARP, Mr. Ram. It will not be F in that case. So router MAC address. F means what? It goes to everybody. But I am going to send it to my router. So I'm going to send what? The MAC address of my router will be there. So what happens is, try to understand. This concept, we call it as what? Proxy ARP. Proxy ARP is nothing but whenever you access any data outside your LAN, whenever you access any IP outside your LAN, first of all, you send a request to what, guys? Router. So router MAC address will be there. Destination will be your Yahoo, Hotmail, Rediff, any website IP address, not a problem. But the MAC address will be always of your next hop IP or your default gateway, guys. Default gateway is no most of the time your router. So now what I will show you is the same thing, guys, that I access anything I would able to capture. So how this capturing can be made possible, guys. So we have learned till now what is ARP, what is proxy ARP, and how somebody can hack proxy. It means how somebody can hack your ARP. That I'm going to show you here. So now what I'll do now is, guys, I'm going to show you here on my setup here. For this setup, I'm going to use two PCs now. Till now, I was using only one PC, guys. Now I'm going to use two PC here. One PC is a victim PC. The other one is your hacker. Now, they both are connected to switch, guys. And then they're connected to internet with the help of a router. They are connected to internet, guys. The switch connected to router and it connected to internet, guys. These guys are connected to my switch. Now I'll show you this victim machine is my cybersec VM, guys. This where all our tools and everything is there, Windows 7 machine. So I'm checking it out. What is my IP and what is the command to get to know the MAC address, guys? What is the command to know the MAC address? Yes, guys. ipconfig get MAC, correct? You can use get MAC also or ipconfig all. In ipconfig, you cannot directly get it. You have to give ipconfig all here. So here, my victim machine MAC address is this, guys. Try to see here. So MAC address is 6A54. I'm not writing the whole one. I'm only writing the last four digit. 6A54. The IP is 2929. I'm noting down those IP here. So this one 34. Forgotten what exactly was. 6A54. Sorry. This is 6A54. This is a MAC address, and IP is 2929. This is the IP address of my computer. Okay. Router. I want to know what is my router MAC address. So what I'll do, guys? Simple thing. No need for going to the router. Directly ping your router. I'll try to ping one router here. And same way I'll ping another machine 34, which is a hacker machine. So these are the two machine I'll ping, and I'll give the command what, guys? ARP-A. So here you can see now the MAC address. Your router MAC address is 4F99. This is my MAC address, and this is the IP address of my router. So sitting on my computer, I can go know what is my router MAC address. So here 4F99, and it is 29.1. Hacker MAC address. Now you can see here. I'm showing you all of them for a simple reason, guys, because when I do the corruption, this MAC address will change, guys. So you'll know that corruption has happened here. 34F4. 34F4. So here it is 34F4. And the IP address is what, guys? 29.34, guys. This is a hacker computer IP, guys. And this is my XP machine, and this is my Windows 7. So now, currently, this user is accessing like this. He's directly accessing your internet, guys. Now, hacker will do what? He will do corruption, ARP poisoning, and then the request will go like this. So the request will go to this, and from here it will go to router, guys. So previous it was going direct, now it will go like this. So how you'll know? So currently you can see the router MAC address was this, guys. But when I do the corruption, it will show me that 29.1 MAC address is this, guys. This will be, so this MAC address will be exchanged here. So how it will be done, that I'm going to show you now. So try to go here. I'll go to my XP computer. Now, guys, you need to copy from your Windows 7 machine, guys. You need to copy one software called as Cane Enable. This is a Cane Enable software, guys. You have to download it. Cane Enable, this software. You need to download, copy it. How to copy from one machine to another machine? Simple thing. Copy it from here. Paste on your main computer. You need to paste on main computer. Again, copy from here and paste on XP computer, guys. You can paste it on SP computer here, so it will be copied, guys. This is how you have to copy. But when you are doing this, sometimes your antivirus software will block this. Technically, it's not a malware file, guys, but sometimes it will detect it as a malware because the behavior is for what? It is a hacking tool. So software will be detected as a malicious software. But temporarily, you can disable it, or you can use a USB to copy it and work with it also. Now I need to install this software. I'm installing here. This next, guys. Nothing to be done. Next. You have to install it. It will ask you to install WinPCAP, guys. You can see here. Now this software will work only on what, guys? Windows XP. So a hacker is going to use Windows XP machine to capture your data. Now you will start this scale software. So now you can see on the here. Sorry. You can see on the top here what I'm doing, guys. So first thing, guys, I'm here. Now this is also a sniffer, guys. So first thing is what, guys? What is the first step? Select your interface. I've selected my interface, guys. I'm starting a sniffer here. I'm going to start a sniffer. Start a sniffer here. Okay. This is your sniffer button, guys. I'm clicking on it. And I'll go to a tab called as sniffer. Now, what I need to do now is try to see here, guys. I need to know how many machines are there. I'll say scan MAC addresses, guys. When I scan the MAC addresses, it will check in my LAN how many computers are there with their MAC addresses. You can see the list, guys, here. Sorry. Okay. Now it is bigger. You can see here 29.1. This is the MAC address, guys. This is the correct MAC address. 29.20. This is the MAC address, guys. So this guy is knowing that how many PCs are online, and it is showing you the MAC address of your LAN. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'll go for something called as APR, ARP poison routing. You're going to do the routing corruption. So I'll go here. When I go to this, what I'll do now is one very simple thing, guys. 1 second. So what I'm going to do now here is try to see here. I'll say on this status add. Now I need to say whose communication you want to corrupt it, guys. So you need to say the source IP address is 29.29, and what he's going to access. Suppose if you want to capture password from internet, then your destination will be always your router, guys. So you say that whenever 29 communicates with this MAC address of your router, I should do the corruption. So default gateway. If you're communicating within the LAN PC, you want to capture the password, you have to give the PC source IP and destination IP of the source and destination PC only. But when you want to get a password from internet, anything what somebody is accessing on internet you want to corrupt, you are going to use this one, guys. So I'll do that. Okay. And you need to start on this yellow button, a nuclear sign. That is called as what? ARP poisoning, guys. APR. The moment you start this, it started doing the poisoning, guys, here. Now, from this machine, whatever I access, already you know this is my original thing, guys. This is my original MAC address which is there. Now I'll try to browse something. I'll access Rediff. It is browsing, no issue. But when you check now, guys, I'm opening another command prompt for you. ARP hyphen A. Can you see some difference, guys, here? Is the difference is there here? That previously 29.1 was original MAC address was this. Now it is showing what? 3454, guys. So somebody sitting in your LAN. So here you know this is a hacker's MAC address. So this MAC address has been replaced here. So now your data is going to hacker's computer, then is going to internet. And to test this, what you need to do, guys? How you can know? So try to simple thing, guys. Hacker is going to capture your password. How? So try to access the website. If you remember, I had shown you some websites where your passwords are available, guys. These unsecure protocols. So I'm going to those list of website, guys. Suppose I access this netsoft.net. I type here test password. I type here. I'm going to access maybe ftp.zoomgroup.com. I'll try to access FTP. Once it asks for the password, I can try that. Sorry. Try to access FTP. Zoom 1 2 3 4. I'm accessing everything, guys. You are assuming you are accessing directly. But what has happened here is when I go to this XP computer, and here there is one option. Can you see here? The corruption, guys. This is a routing, means it's acting as a router. My computer, the hacker's computer is acting as a router, is bouncing the packet. Whatever the packets are coming, they are not, whatever the victim is sending it, I'll forward it to the router. Router is sending, forward it to the victim, guys. When I go to passwords here, can you see here HTTP? I type test password netsoft.net. I'm able to get it. I can also see FTP here, guys. You can see here. I did FTP. From starting, this IP belongs to what? Zoom FTP, Zoom server. Zoom server, Google IP address, sorry, GoDaddy IP address is this. So I'm connecting to this. This is my machine. Zoom 1 2 3 4. I can also capture mails also here. If somebody sends and receives the mail, unsecure protocol, POP3, IMAP, SMTP, all this I can capture from here, guys. This is easily possible in that case. Not only that, guy. On top of this, what I can do? I can do one very simple thing, guys. I'll go to my ERP. I'll say DNS, and I can add something here. What I'll do now is one very simple thing. I'll add one that whenever somebody access zoomgroup.com, he should go to this computer IP address. Hacker will put what, guys? Phishing website, guys. I'm corrupting the DNS also, guys. So whenever somebody access zoomgroup.com, you know what is a Zoom group website. So if I'm in the LAN, in my LAN, if somebody's done the corruption, it will resolve to this particular IP, guys. So I can add Facebook also, Gmail also, Hotmail also, like this. I can add it. And once I do this corruption ready on the victim machine, you go here and type. I'm flushing my DNS, IP config all, flush DNS. And now can you see, guys? I'm pinging zoomgroup.com, but it's showing you some another IP. And technically, if I access here, I hosted, if you remember, I hosted a phishing website. So I'm not showing with the Facebook, but I'm showing with Zoom group. So it can be easily identified, guys, here. So when I access Zoom group, the phishing page is coming, guys. So if I put it Facebook and I say Facebook page, so everybody who types Facebook, instead of going to original Facebook, they'll go to the fake Facebook. So within the LAN, I can corrupt here, and here you are not. Your name is correct only, guys. You're not typing a wrong name, guys. So this is how I can fool the user very easily, guys. So sitting on my computer, I'm sending the data. I'm capturing the data from everywhere, guys. So is it the same like proxy, guys? Is this concept of man in middle? Is the same like proxy what we have learned, guys? Yes, because in proxy also you do the same thing, guys. So if you are sending the data, somebody is going to capture from in between. So never use proxy. Today I send you one message on the Telegram group, guys, that Facebook has announced basic proxy. So that also is a silly thing, because if anybody is there in between, he can know everything. I'll tell you one very simple example. When you are talking to somebody directly, one-to-one conversation, only what conversation is happening, only you two knows, guys. But suppose you talk to somebody, that guy talk to other person, other guy will again reply to him, and then again it comes to you. So the third person in between knows everything. That's why we call it as what? Man in middle attack. So I've shown you one example where my data is flowing via man in middle. Not only that, I can also show you what, guys, that DNS can be corrupted. It can also corrupt some cases. Here it can also show me older times, guys. I used to see what? HTTPS packets also, guys. Here you can see the certificate, guys. Can you see the certificates of Rediff and other thing? So it used to do the corruption of this certificate, and I was able to see HTTPS data also. Nowadays, they have made it more stricter, so it is not possible. But older times with Yahoo and Rediff, it was possible, guys. That Yahoo and Rediff username and password anybody enters, I was able to see their username and password, guys. Yeah. But we have an option. I'll be discussing that. You can download another tool and you can check. There's a new tool available, which is the advanced version of this. It will do the same thing, but advanced version. Interceptor, ARP poisoning. Here, I think this is a tool name, guys. Interceptor.ng. This is a tool, guys. When you go there, step by step instructions are given there. How it is available for your mobile phone also. So this sniff.su is the website, guys. It's a hacker website. Can you see here, guys? It's not allowing me to go, guys. But of course, for the hacker, it's not a problem. So I can say ignore the risk. And you can go to the website. When I go to the website, I can download here the data. Not only that, it is also giving you a manual how to use it. But I would not recommend you to use on Android phone, guys. Videos are there, how to use it. Exactly all the steps have been mentioned. So here they clearly show them what? Using SSL, how somebody can get it. So here your HTTPS website also I can capture, guys. I think this version has changed. So here you can see here, I'm doing the same thing. And here when he enables this SSL stripping, guys, this tick mark, he can see any website, guys. Any website, what you type HTTPS website, that HTTPS website password can be captured in that. So here when you do HTTPS, you can see here it is injecting something. It will ask you some prompt and it will try to gather the information, guys. Certificates have been mismatched, guys. This is replacing the original certificate, guys, with the hacker certificate. And once it is done, means indirectly what is happening? You are encrypting the data. Your hacker PC will decrypt the data. Again, he will forward it to internet. He can do it. So there are many videos available, guys. You can go through it. But our case is not the intention is this. This is Our intention was what? To understand how it works. So we have discussed that particular part here. There was one more website. Yeah. You can note down this website also, guys. This is a very good website. I forwarded in the chat box, guys. Sorry. miloserve.org. It's a very good website with the latest version. That version was older. This is a new version, what they have it, guys. And this will work on Windows 7 also. Windows 7, Windows 10. You can work on it. And here clearly it mentions how it happens, guys. It gives you a step-by-step instruction, guys, like the lab manual, how to do it. You're selecting the NIC card smart scan. So I know what are the MAC addresses available, guys. So these are the MAC addresses available. Then add target. This is my target machine. And then I'll say start sniffing here. When you do the ARP poisoning, you'll see here any username and passwords what they enter, you'll able to see that. And you also have one option called as you can see somewhere SSL stripping also, guys. You can see there are many are there. You can go through it. So you will see SSL stripping video is there. You can go through it to work with it. But summary, what I want to highlight, guys, here is what switches are also not secure, guys. And don't assume that HTTPS will secure everything. Never, guys. HTTPS is not going to give you everything in that case. HTTPS can also be hacked. And if possible, we'll see in your tomorrow or day after tomorrow session that how exactly HTTPS can be hacked, guys. So now the biggest question is how you know that somebody is capturing the data on a switch or a Wi-Fi network. That was a question yesterday somebody asked me. How I can protect myself that somebody should not capture my data, guys. Yes, guys. So there is one application you can search for something called as Promise Scan. This software, Promise Scan, what it will do is it will try to detect is there any PC who's replying for all the MAC address? Is there an IP? No, via traceroute. See, traceroute, it is practically it is impossible for you to trace that how the IP and the MAC address is going for every data. See, you access everything. For every time you do traceroute and then you access the data will be difficult part in that case. Instead of that, what is suggested option is what, guys? You use this Promise Scan. When you use this Promise Scan software, it will immediately detect. It's like an alert. Once you run the software, anybody who is replying with a wrong MAC addresses, for everybody, only one person is replying the same MAC addresses. Is there any device available? If it's there, it will give you a message like detected Prometheus node here. Is any NIC card in Prometheus is going to know about it. So this can be the good software. It's a very small software, but you have to purchase it, guys. This I don't have a license for it. It is a purchase software which will be working. So Promise Scan is one of the software because by default it works with what default IP address series. So on default IP, if there is anybody doing Prometheus scanning, you can check it. And the biggest one, guys. Now somebody say everybody is using secure protocol. Why they are using secure protocols now, guys? HTTPS, FTPS, SMTPS. Why secure? Protection from sniffing. For protection from sniffing, the secured is what? Encryption. So they are using encryption, guys. And there was one incident, guys. Previously, everybody was using HTTP. Then everybody started using HTTPS. But only when, guys, when you are entering username and passwords. Only the page where you enter user and password were HTTPS. After HTTP, after entering user and password, again the website was normal. Currently, what you are accessing, guys, is what? Total website is HTTPS, guys. Everything, all pages are encrypted. Now, why they made it like this? So previously, hackers were getting user and password when it was HTTP. Now, when they took user and password in HTTPS, hacker cannot get the password. Correct, guys? Then how it was possible? So there was one case, guys, via which this was also hackable. So here I'll tell you the tool name, guys. Here it was Fireship. There was one small tool called as Fireship. You'll get a total Wikipedia history of this, guys. When you go through it, you'll get to know. Now, it was a extension, guys. It was an extension of what, guys? Firefox Mozilla. So what everybody was doing, guys, here was simple thing. So I'm talking about 2010. Around 2010, most of the website, the biggest website, Facebook, Twitter, Google, Cisco, Microsoft, all of them, the top websites, including the top website, only for authentication. When somebody is entering user and password, they were using HTTPS. Now, this Fireship plugin, the hacker that is created, he uploaded this plugin over his internet. Millions of downloads have happened for this plugin. Now, what this plugin was used to do, guys, is suppose on my browser, when I enable the plugin, and I was connected to a public Wi-Fi, means a cafe Wi-Fi. In that Wi-Fi, whoever is accessing Facebook, guys. So what it used to do? First, he will enter user and password. So I will not able to see it. But after the authentication, one token was given to him. The token was given to the user. Using that token, he will browse all Facebook website. So this software, Fireship, was capturing the token, guys. You can see the picture is also available here. Can you see the picture, guys? So hacker will see, you will only switch on that plugin and wait. Now, whenever you switch on and we say start capturing, whoever in the Wi-Fi access this, I will able to see there. Flickr, Twitter, Facebook, Google. And the moment I click on this particular name, automatically I can take over the session. We call as what? Session hijacking, guys. This is referred as session hijacking. Somebody is using the session, I'll come in between and take over the session. Session hijack is also possible here. So when within 1 week, guys, after this software was launched, millions of guys for fun purpose, they used to do what? In any public Wi-Fi, sitting on my computer, I can take your session. I will, without entering the password, I'll get your Facebook link and I can start posting on behalf of you guys. I can start posting on behalf of you here. It was possible, and mainly it was done on the Wi-Fi network, guys. So within 1 week's time, all the websites have made full website as HTTPS. So currently what you are seeing this is a outcome of that particular attack what has happened earlier, guys. The attack which has happened earlier, that output is this one. So in your Wikipedia, the person name was, I think, Code Butler. The person who has done this was name is Code Butler. So he was capturing the cookies. You can see here 2010, and he was session hijacking, guys. So this is how he used to do it, and millions of downloads have happened, guys. It is a fact. Here, I think you go now. I think the website. There's a small plugin, and he was doing a very dangerous part in that case. Clear, guys? So this is what you have learned in your sniffing, guys. Any queries or question you have it, you can ask me, guys. Otherwise, we'll start off with this. We'll be talking about HTTPS when we come to the Kali Linux. Not yet. I'd already shown you the viewing of possible. Is this possible when you use interceptor? Interceptor SSL is possible. But I'll show you with the Kali Linux maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow how somebody can do that. But it is like a cat and mouse game, guys. It is going to upgrade, and every Facebook website also, maybe you can also get it for banking websites also, Gmail also, you can get the passwords. It is possible. So it is possible where on your Kali Linux. So when we come to Kali Linux, I'll be showing you. Okay, guys. So now the next discussion, Mr. Manish, whenever you talk about DOS attack happens by what, guys? With the IP address. If you track the IP address, you'll go to the victim machine in that case. See, somebody uses your memory and processor uses high. You need to check that. When we come to the firewall, we'll be saying that how you can detect the DOS attacks in that case. DOS attack, we are going to discuss it, but how to track it is a part of your countermeasures. We'll be discussing when we come to countermeasures, what is the DOS attack and how to track it. We'll see that. Any device, whether it is a mobile phone, and this is the very biggest problem is what? This is the biggest problem is your mobile phones. See, it is a IP. So you can select the destination target as a IP. You can capture the packets from the mobile phone also. But you should be connected to the same Wi-Fi. Everybody, hacker is connected to same Wi-Fi. You are connected to same Wi-Fi. I can capture everything what you are sending it. So Wi-Fi is very easy. I don't have to do ARP poisoning, guys. ARP poisoning is active sniffing. It is done on a switch network. If I'm using a Wi-Fi network, hacker doesn't have to do it. He need to only install the software, start it. He will start receiving the data, guys. He doesn't have to do much thing, guys. So this was your passive sniffing hub and an access point and active sniffing. This is your ARP poisoning, guys. So using this, it can be possible. So we have learned ARP, what is ARP, and how it's going to work on it, guys. These are some of the softwares what we have talked about it. Cane enable, Wireshark, other softwares I had already given you separately. Session hijacking, I had already shown you. Somebody comes in between to capture your session, guys. So what we are going to do now is malware, guys. Now we are going to start malware. Yesterday we have already completed with the phishing here. Saturday. I'm going with the malware now. Now tell me, guys, what do you mean by malware? Yes. What is a malware, guys, according to you? Virus, maybe. So I had already told you in the starting, guys, malware means malicious software. Malicious software, shortcut for malware. Malicious software is a full name. Malware is a shortcut for it. Malicious software. So softwares are designed for two things, guys. Some softwares give you productivity. I'll take one very simple example. When you are working with Microsoft Word, older times when you write on the letters via typewriters and paper, you write a letter. If there is a modification, you cannot modify it. But nowadays with Microsoft Word, you type everything. If you want to change it, you change it and again take a printout. So modification is possible. So it is giving you productivity, guys. I want to take a multiple copies of it. I can take that also. So the software, Microsoft Word is for productive purpose. Excel is generally for calculation purpose. So whenever I am entering all the numbers and I can sum up all the numbers, everything. This is a good software. Accounting software. Older time everybody used to do the work manually. Now using Tally and Focus and many accounting software, it is helping the user to do the work faster. That was the main job of the computers. Computers were designed with the programs to do what? Much work faster compared to manual work. Now, malicious software. They are also the software, but their intention is what, guys? Which one? Uh, Repeat the software names. You have Microsoft Word, Excel, Tally, Focus. There are all software. Currently, you are using many software on your computer. All those software are working. Which tool, Mr. Krishna, you are asking for? Yes, Mr. Krishna. Which tool? Yes, it is all of them. Any application which helps you to do the good thing is a productive software, guys. The software which are used for damaging something. Hackers also created the programs, but their intention was to damage your network. So that what we call it as what, guys? Destructive software. So destructive software we call it as what? Malware, guys. Malicious software, guys. So antivirus software is also there, which is used for good purpose. So of course, all of them are software. Who develops the software? A programmer. So programmer develop it, but how they will be using, we'll be discussing here. So malware, guys. So how exactly a malicious? You always use a word, guys, virus, but technically it can be other options also, guys. Technically, your virus is only one part of it. There are many things. You will understand slowly what is a virus, what is worm, what is Trojan, guys. We'll see that. So what I'm going to talk about here is how a virus comes to your computer, how a malicious software comes to your computer. Because you know that there's a dangerous software, you're not going to install it. Generally, the way is pirated software, guys. When you use the software, crack softwares, you download cracks, it will come to you. You use ransomware is not a software, guys. It will be a malicious software. I'm trying to say what? You download Microsoft Windows. Where Microsoft Windows is available, guys? Official website is what? Microsoft. But you download from where? You download from some third party website. Why? Because they will not ask for the license key. Now, one question to yourself. Ask your one question to yourself. Why that guy? Microsoft is selling Microsoft Windows 8 and Windows 10 for maybe 3,000 rupees, 5,000 Indian rupees. Why some other person is giving you that software for free, guys? What is the reason? Once you know the reason, you know that you'll never download it. Email attachment was also one of the cause of the viruses, guys. Nowadays, up to a level, emails, viruses via email are being controlled because you cannot send virus via Gmail account nowadays. But older time, everybody using Yahoo and Hotmail, virus used to come via emails also. USB drives, guys. USB drives are the very important source of spreading of viruses, guys. So that is possible. Crack softwares. See, you had installed, downloaded software from Microsoft, but some third person is giving crack to crack it. Why? What is the reason? Malicious behavior, guy. You need to be very careful when you work with malware, guys. These are different categories of malware, guys. Virus, worm, rootkits, ransomware, Trojan, rat, spyware, keyloggers. This all of them they come into category of malware. Malware means everything, guys. I'm not discussing maybe a virus or worm or rootkit. Somebody say, what's the difference, guys? What's the difference between all of them? One by one, we are going to discuss what are they, how they work, and how they are going to harm you. So you will understand in background what, guys, what you should do, what you should not do in that case. That you are going to learn using this discussion, guys. Starting now, guys, the first one, virus. Virus is a destructive in nature, guys. Generally, this is a program which destroys user data and operating system files, guys. Virus is going to target operating system files, guys, or the user data files. Destructive in nature is going to damage the files, but virus cannot replicate in number. Means what? If your computer is affected with virus, it cannot make multiple copy by itself. Means on your computer is one file is of the virus, it will be one file only. It cannot make it 100 on your computer. Replicate means what? It should not make multiple copies of it on your computer itself. So it cannot replicate, cannot spread over the network, guys. Means what? One machine has a virus. Now, using network, using your LAN or Wi-Fi, it cannot affect another person via what, guys? Via network, guys. It cannot spread within the computer. It cannot spread over the network also, but is in destructive in nature. One very simple thing, some well-known viruses, guys. There was one virus called as Chernobyl virus. There are many viruses. I'm only naming some of them. Chernobyl. Chernobyl virus. Now, first thing, you need to understand why the viruses are created. They are the programmers. So why they are creating a destructive program? So there is some motive behind it. So this Chernobyl virus was created by the hacker. Now, the name Chernobyl, it is a place in Russia, guys. I think nowadays online on Netflix and other location, there is a web series available for Chernobyl. You can go through it, or you can get to know more about the incident. Generally, the incident was there was a nuclear tragedy happen in this particular place. There was a nuclear leakage happen, and many person have died in this particular location, Chernobyl, Russia. It was having a nuclear plant because of some leakage of the nuclear elements. Many persons have died there. So now this incident happened in 1980s. In 1980s, these incidents have happened, guys. Now hacker has created this virus in 1996. Now, why he created it? Because everybody has forgotten 10, 15 years, everybody has forgotten that incident. So hacker want to remind that this incident has happened. So to realize them, everybody that this tragedy has happened, he created a virus for Chernobyl. Now this virus was doing what, guys? It was a program. Now once this program is available on your computer, it used to damage your data on your computer and including your BIOS. It was corrupting your BIOS on your computer. Operating system BIOS means your laptop hardware BIOS. It was corrupting, guys. The BIOS also has a software. That software was getting corrupted with the help of Chernobyl virus. And it was happening when only on a date, April 26. This was a date when the incident has happened, guys. So whenever a computer April 26 date comes, this virus will be there, but it will not be activated. Whenever this date comes, it will automatically get activated and it will try to delete the data code which is there in the BIOS. And in short, it was harming my whole computer. My computer will go down. That was the main problem behind this. So for few years, from 1996 till 2000, everybody was making sure what 26th date doesn't come in your computer. Maybe April 26 or other months also. 26th date. So what everybody used to do was whenever 24th is there, they'll change the date to directly to maybe so whenever 25th is there, they'll change it to directly to 27. They'll make sure 26th date doesn't come on the computer because they are not aware the virus is there or virus is not there. It's like a time bomb. Whenever time will come, it will blast. The same way the virus will affect in that. There was one virus called as Happy Birthday virus. This virus was created by a person. Somebody has not wished him on his birthday. He created a virus, and it was also damaging what, guys? Your Windows system files and generally OS files. They call it as OS files, Windows system files, and program files. So older time viruses were targeting OS, Windows system, program files, guys. So now, suppose your machine get affected with virus. What is the first thing you'll do, guys? How you make it clean, guys? If your machine is affected with virus, what you need to do, guys? Yes, you need to format it, correct? Use antivirus software. But already, if the machine is already affected, guys, you cannot install antivirus software, guys. So if the machine is affected, first thing is take the backup of your data. After taking a backup, what you will do? You install a new operating system, correct? Then install antivirus software and then restore your backup data. So if there is any virus in that also, it will get clean up. This was a normal procedure. So why everybody was reinstalling the OS? Because it was corrupting your operating system and program files, guys. So those corruptions you want to remove it. So you don't know where the corruptions are there. The simple thing was take the backup, format it, reinstall it, use it. That is what everybody used to do it. But this was happening till 2004 was okay. But 2004, 2005, there came a new virus which intentions was totally different. This virus, also as blackworm, some call it as blackworm, some call it as Kaspersky used to call it as Nixim E. Different name, different antivirus will give different names. Somebody was calling it as blackworm, somebody was calling Niximi. Now Niximi was doing what, guys? It was the first kind of virus which was targeting user data files, guys. Older virus was targeting which files, guys? They were targeting operating system, program files. So by reinstallation, the work would be happening, guys. But when you talk about this one, this was targeting user data file. What is user data file, guys? User data files, example, doc, XLS, PDF, video files, picture files, whatever user data is there, that was being images, Excel, they were the target of the malware, guys. So now, if they have been corrupted, guys, your data has been lost. Indirectly, this Niximi was doing what, guys? It was encrypting the files, guys. It was encrypting the files. But that time we don't call it as ransomware, guys. Because that time there was no concept of ransomware. It was not asking for the money, guys. So this time it was a malware. It was taking the data. File is there on your computer, guys. You can see the file is there. But when you try to open it, it will say cannot read the data. That was a message you used to get here. So files, I can see whole data available, but I cannot access my own data, guys. This was a problem we used to face in that time around, guys. Now, the question, how this viruses are created, guys? But very simple thing, guys. Who create virus, guys? Programmers, guys. Hackers are going to use programming language to create virus. But nowadays, no programming knowledge is required. I'll try to give you one very simple example here. I'll show you one example in which I'll try to show you one small virus without programming language. If you know, now somebody say, I will learn programming. I'm getting some voice from somebody, guys. So now, without programming, how somebody can hack you? We'll try to see that. So somebody say, I learned programming. Maybe you learn, maybe. Suppose somebody say, I've learned Visual Basic. So you can write a virus in Visual Basic program also, Java also, Python also. Important part is what you need to know the logic, how you are going to create a virus. Programming can be anything, any language. If a hacker knows about it, using that language, he can create it. I'll try to give you a logic, what exactly it will be doing here. I'm going to show you one example here. On my computer, guys, I'm going to create one malware using normal batch file, guys. Batch file. Batch file is nothing but using normal commands. I can create a malware, guys. Generally, the guys who are working already will be knowing that Batch file. What is the usage of batch file, guys? BAT batch files. When you see your computer, what is the use of batch files? Yes, guys. The persons who are working will be knowing about it. Batch files. They are the executable files. It's like you have put all the instruction in this. Suppose today you are taking maybe 40 folder backups. Every day you are going to take it. So you need to give 40 times the command. If I put all those 40 command in a batch file, and when I run it, one by one it is going to execute in that case. It's like step by step instructions you are giving it, and they have been going to work at it. It can be executed at the startup also possible. Scheduling can be done, of course, yes. So batch file, this is a good usage of it. I'm going to show you that using a batch file, how somebody can create a bad usage also. See, our intention is to not to hack to somebody or not to destroy the data, but to show you how batch file works. I'm going to show you here. Suppose I'm saying here, I'm putting one command here, C colon. Suppose I say at echo of means whatever commands I'm going to give, nobody can see my commands. They can only see the output. Which commands I'm giving, nobody can see it. Then I'll see here C colon. I can give here C colon. They are the DOS command, guys. After that, I'll say cd slash test. I'm going to some folder here, guys. Test folder. Delete star dot star. I'm deleting all the files in this particular test folder, guys. So I'm saying what? I'm creating such set of instruction without programming knowledge, guys. Nobody should see my command. I should go to C drive. I should go to this test folder, delete all the files. After deleting the files, you can come back outside, cd backslash. You can also show on the screen, guys, at echo. I'll show some message. Generally, if you remember, on your mobile phones, on your computer, when you are browsing some website, some pop-up will come up and say that virus found on your computer. Click here to scan your computer or your mobile phone. Some pop-ups will be coming up. So I'm trying to simulate that part here. I'm trying to tell you how that has been created. I say virus found. Press any key to scan your computer. To scan. I put this message here. Pause is for it will wait for your key to press it. And then generally when you see antivirus checking, suppose this you are saying as an antivirus software is asking you. So here, what is do whenever antivirus scan happens, you can see some files are moving around. So I'll give the command here, one command which will simulate what, guys, something is happening on your screen. It will show you some files will be moving around on the screen here. So you'll assume that some it is checking for the virus, but technically it's doing what, guys? Is deleting the files, guys. I'm saving this file as some name here. Maybe virus.bat. And now I'll create one folder. Real-time scenario, guys. This is a test folder, guys. I'm creating real time. You are not going to create this folder, guys. Technically, hacker will target which files, guys? Virus will target which files? Windows files, system files. It will try to delete the files from there. But I need to show other practicals also. That I don't want to crash my computer, so I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to show you on my this folder. So I've created one folder, a dummy folder, to show you that how it is going to delete this file, guys. So now this is a file, guys. The moment you run this file, can you see there were many commands before this, but none of the commands are displayed, guys. And here intentionally I'd asked you why, because when I press here, it will get deleted. I can also give the command in such a way that Without asking you, it will delete the files, guys. So here I'm only showing that commands are executing. When I press here, yes, virus fine. When you say, can you see the files got deleted, guys? Now, when I press here, you assume what? It is scanning for the virus. It's showing you something on the screen. So I can put up and down. The order can be up and down to show you that it is searching the files, but in background is searching the files and deleting the files, guys. So hacker will use this kind of logic in a programming language to create a program and delete the files, guys. Got it, guys? What I'm trying to explain you here? That how exactly the virus are being created. The logic is important. Programming language can be anything, guys. Somebody can use Python, Java, Visual Basic, Microsoft Macro, any kind of thing they can use. But here they are doing what? The logic would be same. If I know the concept that this I want to do it, possible. But now one question, guys. If I give you this batch file, are you going to execute on your computer any batch file? If somebody gives you a batch file, will you execute like this now? No, nobody is going to execute directly. So why somebody will not execute, guys? Because batch file executes some commands. Now it can be good commands or bad commands. How you know? How you know it is a good command or bad command, guys? One very simple thing, guys. Whenever you receive a batch file, you can select here and say edit, guys. Can I see the content? What is there inside the batch file? If I know the content is good, you can execute it. You can read it. Of course, yes. You don't have to test it because testing will be dangerous part, Mr. Krishna. Okay, text. Yeah, okay. So you open it and you can see the data. If the commands are good commands are there are no destruction command, it is good. But if there are some destructive commands, then you should not execute the batch file. So I've shown that how without programming this can be done. But for this reason, hackers use what now? They use exe file, guys. Exe file means what? This is your source code, guys. They will compile it and give it to exe. Exe file, nobody can get to know what is the source of it. So whatever executable files are there, using this, you cannot go back, guys. So exe, how I can make this software, means whatever coding is there, instead of a batch file, how I'll need to make it as a exe file, guys. That is a challenge because hacker will always send a virus in exe. He doesn't want to know what is your source code, guys. One very simple thing, guys, for your simple understanding. Currently, everybody is talking about coronavirus, guys. Now, coronavirus is getting affected. Everybody is getting affected with coronavirus. So now scientists are doing what, guys? They're trying to find out how the coronavirus is working. So they are trying to find a medicine for it. For finding a medicine, they require the source, guys. Original, how it is happening in background. So what you are seeing is the compile, the after effect. But what is happening, all the steps are happening on the corona, they are not knowing it. So that is the source code. The source code, how you'll know. So how hacker creates this exe file, guys? So programming, using programming, they compile the program and they can work with it. So I have one software here in your malware. You have one software called as virus and back to exe. So if I run this software, guys, I select my batch file. So you write everything in a batch on your, and I've created a batch on a desktop. You can see here virus.batch is there. I open it. And when I compile it, guys, I can do many settings here. All information is there. So what I'll do now, I can assign some encrypted directory, password, 32-bit, all these options I can do, but I'm not doing anything. I'm only compiling it. So I got one virex.exe file, guys, here. This file I'll send to the person, guys. So now here again, I'll create some files in that test folder. I'll create some files here. So now instead of batch, I'm going to run this. Same thing, guys. Everything is same. Can you see here? Everything is same. But only difference is what is the exe. Exe file, nobody can open and see what is inside that exe file. They need to run the file, then only they will know about it, guys. Once you run it, it will execute and it will be a dangerous file, then it will damage all your data. So hackers are going to send you what? Exe file, not the batch file, guys. But I've shown you what? That using a batch file also somebody can create a virus, guys. Clear, guys? How exactly a malware is being created, guys? So it is a logic. What hacker wants to do it, he'll plan it, he'll put all the coding in a software, compile it, and send that exe file to you. Once you run it, it's going to damage all the files on your computer, guys. Clear, guys? Krishna, Moyuddin, Fred, is it okay? But programming, see, it is irrespective of programming, you're going to work with it, guys. So now, what I'm going to do now is, somebody say, I don't know the programming. Shortcut, guys. The shortcut is, nowadays you have 2 minutes noodle. We'll discuss, Mr. Krishna. You have to wait a little for further on why somebody will be working with that. We'll be seeing it. You will be attaching this file with multiple file, guys. That is why when we come to the crack, you'll understand about it. Okay. So now, first thing, guys, I can create, like you have a 2 minutes noodle or 2 minutes coffee or something. Instant coffee is there, 2 minute noodles are there. Same way, anybody can create a virus without programming also, guys. So here, some of the scripts I'm showing you here. These are ready-made scripts of batch file, guys, here. In this batch file, what it will do, I've saved all the batch file as what? TXT, guys. Why, guys? Why I saved all the file as TXT, not bat? What is the reason? If I put bat and when you double click on it, you are going to execute the file. So that's why they have been saved as TXT, guys. So you should never. This is a batch file. You can convert. I've shown you how to convert it. You can do it based upon that. So here, only reason is I put that how. So this code is going to do what? It will open multiple command prompts. The moment this is run, the whole screen, whole your laptop will be, it will go on opening command prompt continuously. It's a loop here. So it is a loop here, continuously opening unnecessary command prompts. If I put some message here, your computer is affected. It will go on opening the messages on your computer, guys. This is only for getting the messages, guys. Crash your hard disk. This is also some message is going to show you here. Kill AV, guys. I know what are the antivirus softwares are running, guys, on your computer. So I'm disabling your firewall, guys. I'm disabling. Know the file name of an antivirus software. Well-known antivirus software. Suppose Kaspersky start with KAV. So I'm saying task kill. Means if Kaspersky is running, disable it. If a zone alarm is running, disable it. These are the different softwares I'm disabling on my computer, guys, and I'm deleting those files also. Can you see here? Delete -q, guys. I'm deleting the files from my folders. Can you see here? So antivirus file. This software is going to delete my antivirus, and there is a date also. Whenever this date comes, format E drive, guys. I put an instruction format E drive if the date is available here. So these are different type of scripts. Ready-made are there. Somebody can use that to work with it. But it's a very older part, guys. Currently, I don't require anything. Somebody said this is a command line, more or less DOS. So I have something called as virus maker. You can create your own virus, guys. So JPS virus maker, guys. What you want in your virus? You can select options and create your own virus. Now, our intention is not to create virus, guys. Our intention is if your machine is affected with virus, how you'll know? What are the properties of the virus? These are the things virus can do, guys. The first thing, guys, disable registry. Most of the virus will disable registry. Means what? This one, guys. When you go to run, you give reg edit. This is opening, guys. Correct? When I enable this and I run this virus, it will make sure this will not open, guys. This should not open. That is the functionality of the virus here. Why, guys? Why it will be asking you? It can ask for the privileges in the one, guys. But for older Windows and other things, privileges are not been asked. And assume that you are logging as an administrator and run it, it may not be asking you in that case. Registry, guys. Tell me why I'm disabling the registry. Why hacker is going to disable the registry? What is the reason, guys? What is the intention behind a hacker to disable the registry? Whenever your machine is affected with virus, guys, most of the cures they say what to remove the virus. No, nothing to do with the log. To remove a virus, some entries are of the virus are there in the registry. So many website will say what to remove this virus. You need to go to the registry and remove the virus. So my hacker doesn't want that his virus should be removed. So that's why they disable this particular option in that case. They disable the option because of that reason. Disable ms config, guys. This is the command ms config. When you run ms config, it will show you what are the services running on your computer, guys. Okay, here it is not showing you, but generally it will also show you here. These are the services running on your computer, guys. So ms config will be showing you what are the services running on your computer here. So when I run that malware here, sorry, I've run ms config outside, guys. Yeah, ms config show you in the startup. These are the softwares are starting on the startup, guys. So a hacker will do what, guys? Whenever this software is installed, because virus will run when execute when you run it, guys. Whenever you get a file, until as you run it, the virus is not going to harm anything. Once you run the file, is going to affect the computer. So anybody can give you exe, but until as you run the file, is not going to harm you, guys. So when you run it, it will run. Now suppose it is doing something bad, what you'll do, you'll restart the computer. When you restart the computer, the virus will not be loaded again. So that's why hacker does what? Can you see one option, guys? Auto startup, guys, here. If this is unable means what? The moment you restart your computer is when the virus is executed for the first time, it will make an entry here. Once it will make an entry, what will happen? Every time you restart the computer, your virus will be loaded automatically. You are load only for the first time, but now every time on the startup, it will be loaded in your memory and it will do the work here. So ms config, what we used to do, we find here any malicious files are you are seeing here, any unknown files are coming here. If they are there, we remove it. So hacker doesn't want this to happen. So what they'll do, they'll disable this option also. They'll disable this option also, that ms config should not be allowed, guys. So auto startup virus are there. At the same time, this. So we are trying to learn what, guys, that what a virus, how you can identify your machine is affected with virus. Some of the properties I'm showing you, that if you see this particular behavior indicates what your machine is affected with virus. Disable task manager, guys. Control Alt Delete. So if your virus is running from the task manager, somebody can go there. Somebody can go to your task manager. They can find that process and they can end the virus. I don't want somebody to should end it. That's why hacker will disable this option also. So like this, you have a lot of things you can do with it. I don't have a time to discuss all of them. You can go through one of them. What I'm going to show you is one thing. I'm not going to show you a dangerous part because you to do the labs for you will use this machine, the VM machine for further labs also. So don't enable everything and run the virus, guys. Otherwise, you cannot do anything another labs on that computer. So I'm using WordPad here. You can see here WordPad is opening. Temporary, I'm going to disable WordPad. I'm going to disable WordPad here, guys. Disable WordPad, auto startup. When I go here, there is one option here. Change password, guys. So hacker can change the password of your computer. You can change the browser settings also. Suppose I put here www.zoomgroup.com. Very common problem, guys. Whenever you open your browser, currently is not going to any website. Correct, guys? I can change the home page of the browser. Is going to change it. You can also see here, guys, which it will save a file in such a way that icon will be of PDF or JPG picture file or something. It's an exe file, but icon is different. It is to confuse the user. Whenever somebody sees the icon, double click on it, assuming it is a PDF file, but it's the exe file, guys. So PDF icon. When I install the virus, my file name should be what? So hacker is going to hide the file name. Suppose my file name, I'm going to send what, guys? You can see here, ipmon. I'll change the file name to ipmon. This is what, guys, window process name. You can see here. These all are the Windows names I'm using it. It will be difficult for somebody to identify which is a virus file, guys. And here, what is the file name? I can use any one of them. I'm using sender.exe only. Create virus. So can you see, guys, one file got created, guys? Sender.exe. Now, if this file I give it to you and by mistake you execute the file, it will do the things what is configured in your virus, guys. So one very simple thing, guys, I'm going to execute it. Don't execute on your main computer, guys. Your malware lab, you need to do completely on VM, guys, not on your main computer. So here on the VM, I'm executing it. Virus executed. How I'll know? So try to open WordPad, guys. Is it opening, guys? I'm trying to open it. I'm clicking OK here. It is not opening. I open my browser, Internet Explorer. Can you see it is going to zoomgroup.com, guys? It's moving to zoomgroup.com automatically. I didn't do any changes, but automatically it is coming to Zoom Group here. So these are the modification my virus is doing. Now, if I go to ms config, guys, now you understood why I didn't disable it. When I go to startup, can you see ipmon is added in the startup, guys, here? So if I restart my computer also, my virus will be again loaded. Generally to disable it and you remove this. If I remove it, then it will not be loaded in my startup. So if I go to ms config, I'll go there and remove it. So my virus can disable this option, so I cannot come to this particular part. Not only that, in your task manager, if you remember here, you need to find out that ipmon is available, guys. Can you see here? If I end the process, my virus will stop now. How you will verify? You open Notepad again, your WordPad again, guys, which was disabled. Now it is going to work, guys. Previously WordPad was disabled. Now it is been working, guys. So you know that what you should do. Our intention is not to create viruses. Our intention here is to what? To understand what virus can do, how you can identify your machine has a virus on your computer. You can easily work with available. Now, that's the question. This like this, there are many softwares, Suprita, they are available over internet, guys. You search on internet one very simple thing, how to make a bomb on internet. You'll get a videos for it. You will get a YouTube videos to how to create a, nuclear, means the bombs and guns and everything. You'll see everything. So it is dangerous. So anybody can create it. But important part is what a user need to be aware what he should do, what he should not be doing, guys. User should be aware of. You should never open unknown software, guys. Unknown source. You should not open the software. You should not run the software from unknown sources, guys. So, like this, there are many more available. I shown JPS. You can do other things also. I'll say another one, T virus maker. Here, I think here you are not getting a proper display, but what you can check here is it has one option of spread via floppy, guys. Spread via floppy means what? When you connect it, it will spread from one computer to another computer. Technically, it is not a feature of virus. We'll discuss when we discuss worm tomorrow. You'll know what is the difference between a virus and worm. But it can do a spreading from one computer to another computer via floppy or USB in that case. You can select many options are there. You can enable one of the options here. It is a display issue. You are not able to see because of that reason. When you do it on your computer, you'll be able to see it. You can also see here this one, guys. Here you can see here bomb E drive, bomb C drive. It will create files on your computer. Like generally on your mobile phone, sometimes you see that your space is not available. Older times on your computers also you used to see it. Why? Because it creates temporary files, guys. Here, destroy Explorer, run all MP3 file as run all MP3 file in Windows Media Player, guys. Exe files will be played in Windows Media Player, guys. Can you see here? So you are going to change all these things, swap mouse buttons, auto startup, block antivirus update. How it will be done, guys? How somebody will disable update websites because your machine got affected with a virus. You have an antivirus software also, but it doesn't have an update. It got affected. Now, how it make sure that new update doesn't come to the software, guys? How is going to do it? Yes, guys. Any idea? How my virus will stop that your antivirus software doesn't get a new update, guys? What will be the simple thing? Simple option, guys. What will happen here is there is one file called as you have one file called as host file, guys. Drivers etc config, guys. So here you can note down this location, very important. So now many guys don't know it, so that's why I'm discussing here. This is an important location, guy. In this location, there is one file called as host files. Hacker will add some file inside this, guys. Some information will be added here. What information I'll show you here? So in my here host file, hacker will do what, guys? He will add some entry like update.kaspersky.com and it will give some IP address here. So automatically it will add some entry on your computer, guys. So like Kaspersky, it will say, I know hacker knows what are the update servers of Bitdefender, Kaspersky, all antivirus software. All server is going to add it and he will add this loopback IP address here. What is the problem, guys? Whenever your computer, your antivirus try to go to update.kaspersky. Will it go to internet, guys? Will your computer will ever go to internet to get the updates now? Loop back. Loop back means what? Is going to check on your computer only. So by adding this kind of entries, hacker makes sure what? That nobody goes to internet. Means any antivirus you are using, all update servers will be there in the list of host file. So it can do the changes. So before doing the DNS, host file is checked. So in host file, hacker has done the modification, guys. Of course, nowadays you are doing many restrictions, but still it is possible, guys. These all options are possible. We are learning from older time to newer time. What are the changes are coming? So slowly we'll update. What are the latest viruses? What are the latest worms? How they are going to work? But these all things are happening there, guys. So JPS Necro. So here, this will do this kind of options here. You can also have another one here also, I think. Poison virus maker. It can also create some more thing, guys. You can see here. All of the open this website automatically. It can open the website. It can you can put an application, so it will open that application multiple times here. Hide your viruses, disconnect internet, disable, delete antivirus. These all options you can do accordingly in that case, guys. Blue screen of your Windows can also be made possible. Disable updates. So this kind of software are available over internet using which it can be made possible, guys, here. Yes, we'll be seeing that when we come to the mobile hacking. You'll be able to see you can open the camera. I can control your computers also. But that doesn't come as a virus. It is something called as Trojan and Rat. We'll discuss it. It's a malicious software, but the usage is different, guys. So virus is in destructive nature, guys. You have how you get virus, guys. One very simple thing, guys. Unknown softwares, email attachments, warning messages, plugins, pirated copy of the softwares. They are the source. Games. Older time games were the source of it, guys. So whenever I download a game, with the game, the virus will also come. I'm talking about when internet was not there, game was a source by which it was spreading much more. Nowadays, all the softwares are on internet. Many cracks are available. So why somebody is giving a crack? They attach virus to the crack, guys. So when you run a crack, you will see the software is working, but in background they install the virus also. Virus is not an individual file given, guys. They'll attach a virus with good software and give it to you. We'll see how to do that in your tomorrow's session. That how two files will be combined together. We are going to see in your tomorrow discussion, guys. Different kind of viruses. File virus infects your executable files. Macro virus, user data files, guys. Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Microsoft products. Microsoft files have been affected using macro viruses. Boot sector. Boot sector, older time they used to call as boot sector. Nowadays, auto startup, guys. Whenever you start a OS, the virus should be loaded automatically. So older time, Microsoft DOS and Windows, boot sector virus was there. Nowadays, it's called as auto startup option, guys. Multiparity is a combination of virus. You will execute the means executable file also, as well as boot sector also. Polymorphic virus. This virus nobody can detect. Antivirus software cannot detect this virus. Simple thing is what? Currently, if you are hearing the news, guys, in coronavirus, everybody is hearing this news like coronavirus, they are not able to detect. Previously, they were able to detect it, but nowadays it is asymptomatic. There are no symptoms found related to the virus. Why? Because changing the original form means original source, what it was found in previous patient, now that is not been found. He's changing it. It is polymorphic, means he's changing its shape. He's changing his code. The original code has been changing. via which detection will become difficult in that case. So you have different types of it. Worm, guys. Technically, worm means what, guys? It is a program to bog your system. Bog your system is nothing but use up your memory, processor, resources of your computer. It is not harmful in nature, guys. It is not destructive in nature. It's not destructive. But only job is it will slow down your process. Many guys says my computer, because of my virus, computer got slowed down. Technically, slowing down is a process done by worm, not via virus. Now, why it will slow down? Because it is doing what, guys? Replication. Means when your machine has a worm, it will make multiple copies inside your computer. Every folder, it will make a copy of it. Second thing, it can also spread over the network from one computer to another computer. Also, it will be spreading, guys. But it's not dangerous in nature, guys. Worm is non-dangerous network, but it can be used as a carrier program, guys. Carrier program for what? Malware. For virus. My virus is there on one computer. It cannot go to another computer. But if I enable worm functionality in a virus, the virus will go from one computer to another computer and automatically execute also. So if you remember, guys, just now when I shown you an example of JPS virus maker, can you see enable convert to worm? When I say convert to worm, then every 1 minute it will go on, every 1 second is going to make multiple copies, guys. Every 1 second it will make multiple copies. In that case, you need to work with it. So you need to work. It will make as a is a hybrid. So currently, when you see that when you connect a USB, it is your virus is getting copied. So it is a worm or a virus, guys. Yes, guys. It is a worm or virus. When you connect a USB and your USB get affected, it is a worm or it is a virus. It is a combination of both of them, guys. Because it's a virus plus worm. So that's why you should now use a word what? Malware. Every time you use a word malware means this will be happening, guys. Clear, guys? So now you understood malware means what? Combination of all of them can be called as malware. Any two combination or any five combination. It can be combination with everything which will be working, guys. So worm and viruses will be working together again. Combination of worm and virus is more lethal combination. It spread the virus from one computer to another computer and it will damage the files also, guys, here. Clear, guys? So today I'm going to end the session here, guys. Tomorrow will be continue with the second part of the malware, and we'll also start with Kali Linux tomorrow. We'll start with Kali Linux tomorrow. Any queries or question, guys, or everybody is okay with it? But try to run all this whatever related to virus on the VM machine. Don't do it on your main computer, guys. So now you understood why VM is used. Anything affected, you close the VM, your work has been done. We'll be discussing about that when we come to the ending of the session. Mr. Manish. See you guys. Have a nice day.